recent event, and then one's more of a longer-term book I'm working on that kind of ruined my life and made me who I am today. So, notes first. So, context, at this party, I tried to be very open in like east side of Boca, where I live at. So I have friends who are millionaires, I have friends who are homeless. And I try to be very loving to my homeless friends. It's life, but it's a risk. And so one of my homeless friends left to go, like, I don't know, walk outside, and my neighbor yelled at him or yelled at someone for parking in her spot. She happens to be a doctor who owns the apartment condo next to me, and everyone else rents. And so today, because she's part of the HOA that runs my condo building, she snitched on me for having table and chair. Oh, she called the cops and tried to get him arrested, but like...
Snitches get stitches.
Yeah, and so basically, because she couldn't get the cops to arrest my friend, and I told my friend not to come back because he's on camera, and I don't know, whatever. She complained to the HOA, which she's part of, and she snitched to my landlord's property manager, who said to me, look, this is illegal to have tables and chairs outside her apartment, even though this woman, I don't even know her name, she knows my name, it's bad. The woman in Unit 21, the doctor from Pakistan, and I don't know her that well, she's a Karen, she said, basically, and she snitched, so now I am basically one strike away from them trying to evict me because I have a table and chair outside my apartment, and they said even plants were too much, even though they put grills and tables, and she has plants in the apartment. So I wrote this poem, it's called Next Door Doctor. Always snitching, never healing, 12-hour shift full of disdain for black homeless gangsters. If only she knew where JSway was going. From the halls of the student ghettos of Boca Raton to the BS of US Congress, someday I'll make all the haters remember where I came from. But I'll never sink to their level. I will rise above and turn my other ass cheek. Amen. Thanks, Next Door Doctor. So that was just a poem. I'm over that, but I have to actually move 3 chairs, a cooler, a table, 4 plants, and a carpet into my house before they evict me for just being a person. And yeah, I throw parties, but I invited her to the one. I don't know. She's just not fun. All right, the main thing I'm doing is, this is more context and background. When I first moved back to Boca, I grew up here, went to Spanish River, out in the middle. Came back in November of 2022. I started to realize how many interesting, cool people there were. I started reading a book called, I call it Project 10K. And it was the concept that in 2 years that I met, I think a run rate of 30 people a day, 30 times 365 times 2 is 10,000 people. So it's reasonable that you can meet 10,000 people in 2 years. Some of you have, you probably, but the whole point is, you start to meet 10,000 people in 2 years, you can really see the interconnected nature, relationships, types of people you're around. And I started just doing that as an experiment. Could I meet 30 people every day, new people, where they're from, name, place, blah, blah, blah. And in the ensuing months of living here and doing this with my girlfriend at the time, I met so many criminals and con artists and intelligent people in Boca, it didn't ruin my life, but it made me go crazy because I did not know how many con artists and criminals and intelligent people, people who are friends of Mossad, dating Mossad, CIA, former CIA. I'm like, oh my God, where am I? And it definitely helped make me go a little more insane than I was before. So this is one chapter in this book, and it's an unfinished book that I've worked on for 2 years, and I'll probably never publish, but this is P10K, Project 10,000, Chapter 31, March 2020, 2023. Here it is. I slept on my couch. What a fucking mess of an artist. Hands still covered in hot Cheeto popcorn. What a fucking fat ass I'd become. Living alone, I truly reverted into my full bachelor self. Bed at 1, 2 a.m. Porn, of course, but this time DMing with perverts around the world. This was the true dirt, the grime, the filth modern America had programmed me to love since age 12, when I lived in an apartment in Delray Beach back in 2001. Paragraph 2. So I watched some dirty porn in my purple bed. They came on my hand and leg. Would I fall asleep in my own liquids, or would I shower like a, in quotes, normal person? Somehow, my unemployed musical ass got up, took a shower, and prepared myself for what seemed like a crappy Wednesday. But then, texting a news-writing musician friend, I realized I was the one getting in my own head and wrecking it. It would be a great fucking Wednesday, and I would be the reason it was shitty. So in a matter of seconds, I was happier, more positive. Certainly stoned on the fourth or fifth edible from the night before. I drank a day-old cup of V60 poured coffee that my best friend had sent me earlier that year, back when I lived with my ex-girlfriend in Boca. Those were the precious moments, fighting about where to eat on Christmas, when I could have cooked a fucking steak. Which I cooked for us after she broke up with me. And shared, mind you. December 27th, 2022. The worst Margaret's birthday in memory. Though my ex, she tried breaking up with me on the morning of December 27th, after we had a Kwanzaa acid trip with two of the coolest lesbians in Northeast Ohio. What are the holidays, December ones? Always cause turmoil in our lives. Suicide, gift giving, engagements, forgotten birthdays, breakups at ungodly times of the day. Man, I hate the holidays. I always try to hide it with gift giving. It's a fucking horrible time to be a single adult male, and a terrible time to be in an unmarried couple relationship. The only saving grace was my ex bought me the perfect $100 sandals that only managed to be unstolen for 3 months, rounding down. Anyway, the point of today's chapter was to turn around your mindset. All caps. You must forget the past and focus on the now. Fuck the present, use the word now. N-O-W. New, onward, worldview, period, now. Say it out loud, now, says the audience unenthusiastically. I will say it in Spanish too, ahora, yelled out JSway. Or should the book be written by Larry David Schwartz? More in chapter 32. And I'll keep going for just a little bit more. Paragraph 3, Juice. Photographer. Played for some randos. Walked to the beach with Juice. Played for Evie in a group of 5 total. Anyway, actually now it's like more of a journal entry. I'll skip to more at the end. Alright, fine, I'll keep going. Hold on. Played for Evie in a group of 5 total. Evie wore white, was a little ethereal and actually pretty kind. Then I saw Ileana, Eva, and her brunette and blonde friend. Eve was definitely the hottest girl at the beach, even at half Jewish. I want her. That was why when she was mad at me for not messaging, I was so mean to her. Because I want her, and she's a boyfriend. The English, 22 years old, and in rockin' shape. Undeniably a ginger, but is Nyla herself, slight ginger. Not quite like the pro cheerleader, Ilya, who'd summoned a beautiful sax solo. Completed Latin American ginger, 1 million freckles, the bottom of a pro team moving to Tallahassee in the summer to get her master's. The other really hot babe of the day was Lindsay P. Actually a friend of 20 with a boyfriend. We took some photos in the water. I played for Andy and the Turk and the other variously attractive girls, the Jewish one, the Venezuelan, the African American one. Lindsay's also a cheerleader, beautiful skin, excellent hair, but mostly the most stunning eyes of the day. Z Wander, met a cool dude in his crew, they were chilling. Got a good video of him and introduced him to Evie, who knew me from the earlier sax session. He got jumped to beat the dude with his surfboard. Ellie works in the ice cream shop. She was the one met at O'Brien's and had bought her not one but 2 blue motherfuckers. And she was the white girl. She was white girl wasted. But she'd given me her snap and even her phone number, but ignored it as most 19, 20-year-olds. Walked into Peter, saw Lindsay, Andy, and the crew were there. And decline. Just jump into the bottom. Postscript. The smoke of her Nick pod smelled like the 20s again. Her long legs made me dig her than my stout 6 feet. But no wonder the waitress is 6'2" and skinny. She smoked. But at least it wasn't a cigarette like Charlotte. Anyway, that's the end of this chapter. Thank you. Thank you everyone for your time.
All right.
I'm JSway.